Welcome back to Aligned. I am so excited you're here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really sure what's gonna come through for this podcast. I know what I want to do, and I'm kind of just letting it roll out of me however it wants to. So, I wanted to talk about today. You may or may not have noticed, I'm assuming probably not, but I have recently changed my title, and I feel like your title is so important, but it also, I don't know, help explains what you do. And honestly, I have not felt aligned with any anything that I've had recently. So I kind of want to do a little backstory on like kind of where I came from in um where we're at now. So right now, I currently have my title as a spiritual strategist and energy activator, which I love. And this came about just kind of blending words together, like words that I liked in words that encapsulated what I do in more of a way I felt comfortable with and aligned, I guess. So let's take it from the beginning. Because, I mean, we all have titles in our lives, like mom, sister, daughter, partner, wife, whatever it may be. And when it comes to like your career, I mean, there's always like a job title. There's always something to do. So, like, I mean, titles I've held have been like consumer banker, mortgage loan officer. I was like, officer. Sounds weird. But that is, I think, what it's mortgage loan officer, lender. Oh my gosh, what were my other ones? It's like a change order coordinator, some project management specialist, I think was the other one. Planner was one for sure. And I mean, they tell you a little bit about what the job does. So when I initially had the idea to do my own thing and do a spiritual business and not really sure where it was going or where we would start, I don't remember. I think manifestation coach was my first one. I like how I'm making a face. I don't know why, you guys, but the term and word coach, I don't know, it just doesn't sit well with me in the sense of like what I'm doing at all. When I think of coach, I think of sports. Let's be honest. I think of sports first of all. And I don't know. And also, there's kind of like a negative connotation when you think of like online coaches and blah, blah, blah. Just like it seems so generic to me. And I wanted something like way more deeper and like encapsulating what I did. And I never liked saying that really either, like manifestation coach. Because then I'd be like, well, am I really like embodying that? Am I really aligned with that? Do I really feel that? I don't know. Like I was like, nah, it just wasn't right. You know when something is not right and you have to respect that. So when it's not right for you, you got to keep going. So I don't remember when I shifted. What I should have done some research on what I used to call myself. Because I know at one point, yeah, it was like more manifestation. Then it was like, well, at the end, at least I don't remember when I like shifted from like more manifestation to like channeling Akashic Records sort of deal. I don't really know if there was like a change in the middle there, but then it was like Akashic Records practitioner. And I'm like I don't love that either. And then it's like energy healer. And I'm like, okay, yes, that's what I'm doing, but I don't love that either. So that's when I really was just like, okay, we need to become more clear on what exactly we're doing and a title that really I align with. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That I align with, and that just makes sense. So, and I wanted it to be unique, honestly. I didn't want to have something else because I mean, you could say like mystic or witch or I mean, what other words? Like energy healer is a big one. And no shade to that at all. I just I wanted to do something different. And I don't know, somebody could also tell you that maybe that's not a good thing because people would be like, well, what the hell does that mean? And they're not really sure what you do. But to me, I don't know, it makes sense and it's kind of simple. So like a spiritual strategist. I love this because it's like taking the spiritual with the practical and really kind of grounding it too and making it have a little structure because your girl needs structure. And a big part of, well, my midheaven is in Virgo, my career aspect, that's part of my life, like my 10th house is in Virgo, and that's very structured and organized. And I know that I do better, honestly, when I've got stuff written down or in my calendar. Like, I cannot be out here willy-nilly. And it makes me think of like embodying your feminine, you've got to relax and let go and blah, blah, blah. And I'm getting better at that. I know how to do that. When it comes to actually getting shit done, though, career-wise for me, I've got to lean into that structure and strategy because otherwise things do not get done. Because, yeah, I will lean into the feminine and sometimes I do. And it's not bad to, sometimes I want to just bake food or clean my house. I'm always cleaning my house. I don't know. Is that necessarily feminine? I don't know. Well, whatever. Anyways, so, and just sitting down in the sun and just playing with my kids and that lighthearted, you need that in your life. You need all this balance. I have this little cute bracelet I got. Ooh, there's an orb on April, the beginning of April actually, and it says moonstone and sunstone and it's about balance. So I've been wearing that because it's also been helping me in that area. So it seems sort of contradictory when you're okay, spiritual strategist, because honestly, a lot of the spirituality side and the channeling and that sort of thing, I've come to find out I don't really I do a little structure, but I have to kind of explore it without as much structure though too. I'm doing specific things every time, but not getting too rigid. It's just, again, it's just a delicate balance and you need to figure out exactly what works best for you. And that's where I think this big strategy piece comes in because, you could have this understanding that if you're trying to connect and trying to be more spiritual in your life, you need to do XYZ and you have to do in this order, or you have to sit down and meditate for 5 to 10 minutes a day. And if you don't do it, oh my gosh, your routine is thrown off and blah, blah, blah. But I think I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be so hard. It can literally be as simple as just talking out loud sometimes or going on a walk or having that, mindfulness when you're doing mundane tasks. Laundry's a big one. Okay, this is weird, but I personally kind of like laundry because the actual task itself is getting done obviously by the washer and dryer. Bless those inventions. And It's just like the putting away. I don't understand why people just leave their laundry. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me, like at all. Like, put that away. That can make me go on a, I'm like, I'm about to go on like a feng shui tangent right now and just, I'm not going to do that. But just your environment is a big reflection, and that maybe that is part of the strategy too. Maybe that's why that's popping in my head. But part of it, um, you know, um, living a more mindful life and being aware of these things is like your environment too, because if you come home and your house is just a freaking mess and chaotic, that's not going to be good for your nervous system or just like, your mind in general, because you're probably thinking about 100 different things. And honestly, like moms come up a lot when I think about this stuff, because man, it is hard to keep a tidy house when you've got littles. And that's where you've got to have a little bit of that, again, balance and leeway. My Libra stellium is coming through in this episode real good. And just have that balance of, okay, like I've gotten to the point where at first, okay, when I was one kid, I was like, I had these little spots that everything would go in, like the specific toys. And we still kind of do now. Like we kind of group the toys, but now they get thrown into like bins and buckets or like in a shelf. Like you will go all over there and it gets done at the end of the day. And the kids are old enough to like, I mean, they try to help. They can throw stuff in baskets now. And like my son just has like a toy box in his room. It's just like, okay, let's throw all that shit in there. Your room's clean for the night. Looks good. Then we'll start again tomorrow. But it's just really important to me. I don't know if that's a big thing about I think what like in the past few years too. So like my whole spirituality journey and just like becoming, and like I'm talking about spirituality in the way of like connecting to God source in the way that works for me, and like finding out like all these things about myself, really tuning into myself and not really worrying about what others think along the way. And then like other people are in different spots in their journey too, and just having more compassion and kindness towards that instead of scoffing or thinking you're better than someone, or the jealousy and those things. And like that's just like human nature. And I'm not saying I don't do that sometimes, but it's definitely less than I used to. And now I don't remember where I started talking when I went on this tangent about not comparing your journey. Well, we were cleaning, and like we were cleaning. I have physically gotten rid of so many different things that were in our house over the past couple years too. And I've talked about this before. Like whenever we get diapers from like a wholesale club, because that's where it's at, because you get a lot and you don't have to worry about it. So those are big boxes that the diapers come in, and I'll either, recycle them, duh, as you should. Recycle your shit, people. Or I will take it as an opportunity most of the time to fill it up with stuff that we don't need anymore or we haven't used. And honestly, and that kind of goes back to a little like feng shui, and actually Marie Kondo has a book. I don't remember what the other one, her original one is. I have one of the other ones about sparking joy, and like if things don't honestly, like if you just have them because somebody gave them to you and it doesn't really spark joy anymore, it isn't sentimental. Because we had so much crap from like our families. No offense, families, if you're listening, but just stuff like we didn't really need. And it's like, okay, do we need like 18 different bowls in the kitchen that serve the same purpose? No. So I was kind of going through the kitchen and just like, we hadn't used something in a year. And then you have those things that you do use like once a year and you're like, damn it. So I don't know. Some things well, just like okay, like random. This is so random, but like a roasting pan. I don't actually have one. I just use my mom's because I use it literally once a year for Thanksgiving. So I don't know, things like that. Maybe you can share them with your family. But I've noticed our house seems the vibe is a little lighter And this is some of my strategy coming in, guys. The house itself seems a little lighter, and you can tell, like, my office a year ago had much more shit in it. We ended up getting a different, kind of like a smaller desk. I was like, I need a desk. I need, we have to put files somewhere. And not that we don't have like too many files. It's like everything should fit in one place. We don't need that many papers. Like you don't have to keep everything forever. Oh, and then I just kind of, got rid of some stuff, and like clothes are a big one too. Yeah, it just helps with the vibes and your mind, actually, because I don't remember where I heard this, but I think it tracks a lot of the time too. If your outer environment is like super chaotic, and those people in your life that are messy, and it just seems to be like organized chaos a little bit. A lot of the times, like, inward, if you're looking inward, um, their mind could be kind of all over the place too. And it's kind of just reflected out in their reality. And that makes so much sense. And I don't know anything about hoarders, but I feel like that kind of tracks. Like, if you just got like you're hanging on to so much stuff, and maybe, I don't know, there's something on like a mind level too. But anyways, that was a lot of talking about cleaning, and I didn't think that was kind of weird. Okay. Anyways, I highly recommend going through your stuff if you haven't already. Just like letting go of some things, maybe some things you don't actually need, but you're keeping around because you think you might need them. Kind of like a lack, like I don't know. But like, if things are inexpensive and you can get rid of them, and if you actually need something and you can go get it when you need it, I think that's good too. But okay, what other strategy do we have? We have a clean house. That's a big thing. And like I said too, the calendar thing is huge for me. Honestly, I feel like in my future, maybe this is a little premonition, but I want to do some sort of planner type thing, because one, it has always come up when I'm thinking about things that I want to share. I haven't really I have so many notes, so it's really funny. I do want to share this. I have this huge spreadsheet with each day of the week, and looking at them from like an astrology point of view, and because like Monday is like the moon. I think Sunday is like corresponds with the sun. And you're supposed to do things you really love that day. And Mondays are actually supposed to be pretty chill and not like, kind of just like setting yourself up for the week. So I was trying to do that in practice, is like really not schedule any appointments or anything on Mondays, because I really want to like tee up my week for success then. And everything just flows smoother when I know what the hell I need to get done. And for my family, when I feel less anxious and stressed when it sounds so crazy, just like to plan your meals for the whole week. And I've only actually done it a couple times, but like the week, I actually did it a couple times. I need to practice what I preach. But the weeks that I actually did it, I remember like feeling so at ease, and it's like I had extra time. I wasn't like freaking out about what I was going to make. And I feel like once you get close to that dinner hour, I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but you get close to that dinner hour and you're kind of like stressed out, because I'm like, fuck, I have to feed all these people. And right now my kids are in the phase where they're just like piggy. My son, he will try things. My daughter is 4 and has no interest if it's not, well, if it's sugar, totally interested. But otherwise, she's like mac and cheese and hot dogs. And I'm like, oh, girl, you're killing me. But it's fine. She's eating food. She's surviving. Well, she is thriving, actually. Let's be real. But could we adjust her diet a little bit more? Yeah, we try to throw in those, gotta hide in those veggies somehow. But Yeah, that's a huge thing, is having those things ready really helps just like the week go smoother, and knowing, honestly, like knowing where you're at in your cycle is a huge one too. Um, I am not on hormonal birth control and I will never be on it again. That's just my personal preference, but I feel like I don't really get like intense cramping anymore, and I know when everything's coming, and it's just kind of like, okay, here we're doing this, and like I know I can tell you exactly, like where I am in my cycle. Well, I'm like in between ovulation and luteal, something like that. But I have really noticed a difference when I pay attention to that too, because it's like, okay, I'm not going to go run 5 miles when you're bleeding, and you're more apt to do things like that, afterwards, and do more of low impact, and like the foods you eat too has things to do with it. And it's like, oh my gosh. So it's like, yeah, putting all of this together, honestly, strategically, is kind of like a lot of it, like I was writing down and having notes in my planner. And because I think you get to a point where once you've done something regularly and then you kind of know it, it's just like second nature to you. Just with like, if we want to go more of spiritual route, I mean, when I first started talking to my spirit guide team, it's like a relationship you have to build up, because your guides have not heard from you in 30 some years. And then you're just kind of like, hey, what's up? Can I get some signs? And they're like, whoa, look who's at the party. Not like that. My guides are sassy, but you might have some sassy ones too. But it was more like building a relationship. And then, like, literally, I just talk out loud all the time. I mean, when I'm around people, maybe not so much. I'll like talk under my breath sometimes, but it kind of makes me laugh. But just starting to incorporate those things that you want to do, like if you want to build more of a connection with your spirit guide team, or learn who they are, or start like channeling information. You just kind of have to start in little steps and actually making sure you're doing it. And like, if you do want to be the meditation queen, and starting for a couple minutes every day, it's honestly not much. Like, you can find 2 to 5 minutes of your day to just have some mindfulness practice. And if you don't want to like sit still and meditate, because that's kind of hard for you still, do it on a walk, a run, just when you're sitting outside. Just stop listening, like get your fucking headphones out. Take a break from taking in all of this information, because we are like consume, consume, consume all the time, and people don't like to be in the quiet. But I'm telling you, that's where the good stuff comes through, is in the quiet. So, that's my little take on spiritual strategic things, and as the spiritual strategist I am. And then I also have added like energy activator, because I think that kind of helps you get a little like, ooh, what is spiritual strategist? And then you're like, energy activator. I actually know what that means. It's like activating energy, because I feel like whenever I have done readings for people in the past 6 months, it has always been like, oh my gosh, like afterwards they're like, oh my gosh, I just feel like I have to go do now. And really just like awakening that energy in your soul, like to remembering who you truly are and why you came here, is so important. I pride myself in the fact that I'm really good at doing that. Like, I've got that fiery energy. Like, yeah, I'm gonna light a fire under your ass so you can actually start to do the things that your soul is meant to do, because there are people out there that need your gifts. And you hesitating and resisting actually moving forward is not helping anyone, because I mean, at the end of the day, we want to move into that. Like, that's the thing too with all this stuff I'm like doing. It's like, I want to help you move and anchor into more of that 5 D consciousness, where it's more of unity and like giving back to the collective, and like how are your gifts helping others, and like in turn you're finding more abundance in your life, not just like money wise, but more abundance in like your health and your relationships and your hobbies and jobs, and like actually being passionate about those things and the things you like to do. Oh, I'm like, ooh. Um, that's gonna be the end of my little rant for today. So I hope that helps. If you're like, what do you got going on over there? This is what we're doing now. This is how we are. This is the title for now. I'm not saying it couldn't change. I things always change. That is our constant, is changed. I've noticed that very, very recently in my life. So thank you again for listening. There are opportunities to connect with me in the show notes. I have my energetic blueprint activations, which are really great, and I've heard such great feedback about them. And then also, I will have coming this month a new offer, which I will explain more probably in the next episode. So just keep that in mind if you're looking to like really dive deeper into this stuff and really just like transform your life and shed an old version of you to quantum leap into a new one. This might be for you. So again, I appreciate you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.